Hi, my name's Sonny Moroz. I'm the city councillor for this area of Montreal called Snowdon. We're in Makenzie King Park, and there's a project that the administration of Projet Montréal are trying to push forward at the next council meeting that I am very much against. As a new generation, those that will be impacted the most by climate change, I'm very concerned about the addition of a heat island where this soccer field currently cools the park down. It's clear through the science that synthetic fields create heat islands. We know that at least an increase of 16 degrees Celsius is felt specifically on a field like this if it's converted to a synthetic field. Something that means that kids can't play on it during the summer, which means that the residents next to the park will feel and smell the synthetic turf. If you go to other synthetic turfs, you've heard this before. There was even a consultation done by the borough of Côte-Neige-NDG that highlighted that aspect, highlighted that from now on in the city of Montreal, we're going to have to put signs up around every synthetic field to explain the heat island effect and how activities is not recommended during heat waves. That's news, but it's not news to scientists. Scientists have looked at these impacts. They've looked at the leaching of PFAs, which are forever chemicals, chemicals that don't decompose naturally in our environment, will leach into this soil. Yes, an investment of $5 million for a synthetic field is a good idea when it's taken and done properly in the right areas of Montreal. But when you're next to Décarie, we're one of the most residentially dense areas of Montreal. We have 3 seniors facilities next to us. We have 3 schools, a synagogue right next to the park. We have the Cummings Center, which is a seniors facility for those that serve thousands of people. They use this park as refuge during the summer. They use this park as activities for social events, for birthdays, for celebrations. And if we use this space that's currently for celebrations, for parks, just for the soccer team, that's not proper management of our public spaces. That's not making sure that we are leaving to the next generation what they need to be able to exist here comfortably on our earth, in Canada, in Quebec, in Montreal, and in Snowdon. So I'm hoping, as the city councillor for this area, if I work with groups that are also concerned about this, if I go door knocking to highlight these problems to other community members, if I speak during the community events that are held here, we have the Philippine Independence Day, we have Pista San Nayon, we have Extravaganza, we have the Canada Day celebrations that each bring in over 5,000 people each for events in this park. If we put up a fence around this park and privatize it during those spaces, it will not be well received by those who actually use this park. The residents around the park already have issues with the amount of people who use this space. If we bring in professionalized soccer teams to start using our chalet here at Makenzie King Park, and they use the already limited bathroom space for a referee's room and a dressing room for higher end sports leagues, well, what happens to the kids? What happens to those who are 6 and 7 who need to use the bathroom? Well, they're going to go in other places, or they're not going to come to the park. I want to speak to Beaucourt. Beaucourt's the street we see right here that is right on the field. It's right next to it. It's within 30 meters of the soccer field, where they're going to put in lights that will impact their quality of life. Those lights have been said to have an impact on the quality of life for residents within 30 meters, and they're within 30 meters, and they were consulted. And when I spoke to all the residents on Beaucourt, that's what they spoke of. They spoke up about what their lives will be once $5 million gets invested in their name across the street from their house, something that they didn't want and will have a negative impact on them. How do you think they feel? How do you think the seniors feel? Or the kids in the park who won't be able to use this field in the high summer? I don't know what to say to them. And when I looked at the consultation that was done by the Projet Montréal administration and how little time was actually put into filling out that impacts assessment and comparing what a natural field and a synthetic field would do for this area, I feel like this was a job only to push through an investment done in the past. Science shows that the PFAs, that the heat island impact here will be devastating for the local users of the park, the local residents of Snowdon. That's why I'm voting against the project. That's why I've asked the administration to properly evaluate the impact of what this field will do to the natural green spaces, to the way that we celebrate now, and will it improve things or will it make it worse? I believe it'll make it worse, and that's why I'm voting against the project. And I'm hoping that the biodiversity loss, the shaded trees that will be cutted down, the lack of serious consideration for the people who already use this park and the kind of impact it'll have on them when they really don't have any other options. Well, I invite the Projet Montréal councillors and the borough mayor to reconsider this investment and put it somewhere else in this park. Thank you.